Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and today we're going to be talking the Last Time Is Now tournament, as all 16 competitors have been named. We've seen the matches. We have two more first round matches to go this Friday on SmackDown, as Finn Balor will face Penta and Bronson Reed will take on Carmelo Hayes. And when you look at the field of who was in this 16-person tournament, I can't help but feel a little bit underwhelmed. Let me explain. Now, I like the idea that this tournament was set up to include a wide variety of people. It was Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Okay, one person from NXT, which I'll get into in a minute here, and people that didn't work for the WWE, which we saw with Zack Ryder on SmackDown taking on LA Knight, and what we saw on Monday Night Raw with the return of Dolph Ziggler against Solo Sikoa. And I liked that. I liked how it branched out. We were able to get some surprises. Obviously, people were kind of upset. Oh, why did he come back as Zack Ryder? Why didn't we get Matt Cardona? Because of the fact Zack Ryder is the one who has history with John Cena. You know, Dolph Ziggler, we know the history with John Cena there, but it's one of those things where I look at the names in this tournament and I go, there's a lot of big names that did not participate in this tournament. The whole concept of Saturday Main Event now is the main roster versus NXT talent. John Cena wants to spotlight NXT talent. So why is Javon Evans the only NXT talent in this tournament? Well, Obafemi, he doesn't really need to be going for the NXT Championship anymore. He should be caught up onto the main roster. I know some people speculate that maybe Obafemi will one day be a U.S. title open challenge opponent. But again, I think you could have put Oba in this tournament and really spotlighted him for the future. I think that would have been amazing, amazing scene for Oba to be a part of this tournament. I think too, Trick Williams, he's done everything there is down in TNA. I mean, in down at NXT, including being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I was getting ahead of myself. So it's one of those things where you have talent down in NXT, you kind of have a logjam of like call-ups, right? Trick Williams is ready. Obafemi is ready. Why not bring them up to the main roster with their main roster debut being the Last Time Is Now tournament? And obviously, yes, we're not going to get Edge. We're not going to get like a Cesaro or anybody from AEW. But when you look at the names, the big names that are not on this list, did not participate in this tournament. Where I know he's a tag team champion, but where's AJ Styles? Why wouldn't there be within kayfabe? AJ Styles says, "Hey, I want to be a part of this tournament because, me and John had such a great match. I want to give the fans another match with John. I want to enter so I can win this tournament and face Cena again." Where's Randy Orton? Look, we've been waiting for Randy Orton to get involved with this Cody, Drew McIntyre stuff. But, now you got Cody and Drew kind of shoved into the War Games stuff, and still no sign of Randy Orton. And again, yes, he did face John Cena earlier this year, but again, from a kayfabe perspective here, again, I am trying to use kayfabe logic in this. You know, Randy Orton can say that he wants to enter the tournament because the John Cena he faced earlier this year was a corrupted John Cena, was a John Cena that was corrupted by The Rock. It wasn't the John Cena that he's known for 20 plus years. So he wants to fight John again, or he wants to enter the tournament to fight John again so he can fight the real John Cena, right? You know, that was the whole thing Cody Rhodes was saying heading to WrestleMania. I want the real John Cena. Randy Orton can do the same thing. Um, what about Bronson Reed? I mean, Braun Breaker. You know, we have Bronson Reed in this tournament, and I'm getting my Brauns mixed up here. But Braun Breaker is, you know, according to Paul Heyman, the future of WrestleMania. So, wouldn't you want to feature him in a tournament like this? Like, yeah, I get it. You have Bronson Reed. But at the same time, it's like, well, we know he's probably not going to advance because he's doing the War Games stuff. And it's similar to Jay in The Miz, where Jay Uso took on The Miz, and the same night that Jay took on The Miz last week, the Vision just happened to be on SmackDown. So wasn't that an easy out? Like, I think a lot of fans, because of the rivalry that The Miz had with Cena, they wanted to see The Miz go further in this tournament. And I kind of wanted The Miz to go further too. Because I think the history between The Miz and Cena, I think, warranted The Miz at least making it to the next round of the tournament. Then you got Sheamus, who he won his first WWE Championship off of in 2009. You know, who's to say John Cena beats Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series? Sheamus wins this tournament, and Sheamus has an opportunity to become a Grand Slam champion by beating the newly Grand Slam champion in John Cena. Ironically, about like 14, 15 years to the day that he beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. I think it's like December 13th, 2009. And then the John Cena's final match is December 13th, 2025. But then I look at other people in this tournament, and it's like Damian Priest. I understand Rusev because their feud with the U.S. title. They had a match at WrestleMania 31. Penta, Finn Balor. You know, again, I don't mind the idea that John Cena's last match could be a potential first time matchup. John Cena versus Penta? That sounds like a great match. John Cena versus Finn Balor? Sounds like a great match to me. But I just don't see them winning. Like, I would rather have guys in this tournament that I at least can feel like there's a chance they could win. And that brings me to Gunther. We saw Monday Night Raw, Gunther, Javon Evans, and obviously this goes back to all the rumors that Gunther is apparently going to be his final opponent. And it's just so underwhelming. Like, it really feels like from who was in the tournament to what the WWE wants to do with this big tournament and who they want to have win is going to give us a feeling of being underwhelmed. Like, the WWE had this great opportunity in front of them to do a pretty big tournament with a lot of big names, but it's just not a lot of big names, and you have the big names sitting out of this tournament. And the last guy that I want to talk about is Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre, his whole thing right now is the machine is against him, WWE management is against him. You know, corporate Cody. And there's nobody that fits the whole corporate mantra that Drew McIntyre is raging against than John Cena. The WWE machine was behind John Cena for 2 decades. So wouldn't Drew want to enter this tournament after being screwed over by Cody at Saturday Night's Main Event? Wouldn't he want to enter this tournament and go, yeah, I want to take out, if I can't take out corporate Cody, I'm going to take out the guy that Cody's trying to replace in corporate John Cena. Because Cena was the handpicked guy by the WWE machine, and if Drew's whole thing is going after the supposedly favorites of management, Cody, you could put John Cena in there, like I said, maybe even Jey Uso. You could have Drew go on this whole rampage, going after all these supposed favorites of management until he gets a title match against Cody. Maybe that goes to WrestleMania where he finally gets a match against Cody at WrestleMania and he finally wins a damn world championship finally. But, Drew McIntyre, to me, I think would have benefited huge from being in this tournament. I understand they did the whole suspension angle, but I think Drew would have benefited greatly to where and again, I know Drew was filming a movie or TV show or something, but I think they could have worked around it where he could have been involved. I mean, clearly he was on Raw last week. He was on SmackDown last Friday, Raw last night. He was on SmackDown last week, so he could have easily participated in this tournament, right? So Drew McIntyre, I think as a big missed opportunity not being in this tournament. So I don't know. It just feels like to me between the rumors that Gunther is going to win to who's in the tournament versus who's not in the tournament, it really feels like this whole entire thing leading up to John Cena's final match is going to leave the fans feeling very underwhelmed and having that feeling of what could have been. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you think that the WWE made a mistake with guys in this tournament? Should they not put certain guys in? Should they put certain guys in? Let me know in the comments below. And again, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder. What about Joe Hendry? Where was R-Truth? There was a lot of potential here in this tournament that WWE could have really, really made a really fun tournament out of this. But again, I just really feel like the direction we're heading, the rumors of what is going to happen and who he's going to face is going to leave us feeling very underwhelmed. Comment below, and as always, I make wrestling content every week here on this channel, so go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, as I do produce weekly wrestling content here on this channel, and I will be live streaming Survivor Series next Saturday, so go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button today. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.